Welcome to this week's video. We're talking about the Oscars. They're coming up this week. And, this is probably the most invested people have been in the Oscars in a while because, we've got films like Barbie, Oppenheimer, The Holdovers, movies people actually watched, some of those. And that can't always be said for every year with the Oscars. Sometimes they pick a bunch of art house films that no one has seen, but this year, Barbie and Oppenheimer were two of the highest grossing films of the year, which is why I'm doing my very late review of Barbenheimer, two of the highest grossing films this summer that also happen to be nominated for Best Picture, Best Screenplay, not Director. We'll get into all of that and what they actually have in common, which is a lot. I know that's been discussed quite a bit, but we've got some hot takes coming your way, as well as some guests, some film critics, people like Bronte, the chicken nugget director. Yeah, the strikes this summer, they just really hit us hard. We were able to recover from the SAG union strike and the SAG-AFTRA strikes, but the industry is in a much better place now. Yeah, I couldn't be looking forward to the Oscars more this year, actually. I'm good friends with Chris Nolan and Greta Gerwig, and I'm excited to see the movement in the industry and what those films had to say. So let's get into it. The Oscars 2024, brought to you by me being a realtor. Use me to help you find a realtor. Go to ZachMillerRealEstate.com, and if you live in Colorado, I might be able to help you out. Or if you live anywhere, I can help you find another one. Which film to do first? Let's talk about Barbie first, because I have more to say about that film. When will it end? All the mansplaining. It's gonna be long, but please stay with me. I kinda have a point. Sorry, I'm a man. I did see Barbie in theaters in July opening weekend. I was going to dress in pink. I actually didn't get to because I was going from work stuff, which is so lame because several of my friends had Barbie themed birthday parties last year, and I had several outfits I was ready to wear to the movie. I had several Ken outfits, several pink outfits, and I didn't get to wear any of them. So I lit up the wall. Can't really see it. Lit up the wall a little pink. Color's a little off. It's a little pink back here in honor of talking about Barbie first. So yeah, I showed up, got there right when the movie started. And at the time, everyone was talking about Ryan Gosling and, the patriarchy and Margot Robbie and, modern feminism and outdated feminism and femininity versus masculinity and all of these topics on sex and gender and roles in society. And I felt like that was what everyone was focused on. And we'll get into all of that. But I think the movies are also about something else. I think all Oscar movies this year that I saw, which is a few, are about a much deeper message. Barbie, Oppenheimer, Holdovers, Poor Things, I think. I haven't quite seen it. I know that's also about feminism, so I might be wrong about that one. I think they're all more about purpose than anything else. Because really, the song that everyone's talking about, the What Was I Made For song, and I know there's controversy because the I'm Just Ken won the Golden Globes, the song that really isn't the message of the movie at all. The Billie Eilish song is What Was I Made For is kind of the theme of the movie. It's scored throughout the movie. They were able to produce it early enough in the process to where they were able to make the score have themes of that song and those chord progressions. And I don't know a lot about music, so don't judge me. I recognize that song, and it was in the middle of the movie with the old lady. Anyway, if you saw the movie, you know the song. And if you're on TikTok, you also know the song. What Was I Made For was basically the song of the summer to a degree. It was the song in millions of TikToks. Let me look up the hashtag What Was I Made For on TikTok real quick. 136,000 posts used the hashtag What Was I Made For. That might have not been the best statistic to use. That doesn't seem like a lot to me, but it was literally everywhere on my FYP. It was everywhere. Every TikTok. Maybe I am just on that side of TikTok more than I thought, but honestly, everyone I talked to knew that song. It was stuck in everyone's head all summer. That's weird. That's not weird. The song is beautiful. I hope it wins the Oscar. I hope I'm Just Ken doesn't win. I'm excited to see Ryan Gosling perform the song, but the Billie Eilish song is one of the best songs written for a movie of all time. It's no hate to the song. No hate to anything. Only love. But listen, why was that song the song of the summer? That's weird. That doesn't really make sense to me. Song of the summers used to be like party songs. You know what I'm saying? Why was this song so popular? Why was this sad, melancholy song the most trending song of all summer last year? we'll come back to that too. Well, coming back to a lot of stuff. I am hopefully going to remember everything I'm saying I'm coming back to. I should take notes. Hope you're taking notes at home. Anyway, back to Barbie. The movie focuses on Barbie going to find her purpose, to go to discover the real world, quote unquote. She goes, she travels. Ken goes with her, and they come back and they bring all these new ideas. And, you know, even the song talks about how being human is being, or the movie talks about how being human is more important than being an idea. And when she was Barbie, she was just an idea. But when she was a human, she can now discover what it means to be human. That's what that montage in the end with the song and all the clips. Those clips were sent into the director, Greta Gerwig. It was cast, crew, family of the cast and crew. Sent those into her, and she compiled them all and made that montage. So the idea or the theme of it is being a human being is more important than being an idea. That's a theme of the movie. Ken brought back the idea of the patriarchy and, you know, kind of this sexism into Barbie Land. And that was kind of the second and third act of the movie was about fighting the patriarchy and all that. But I think even more than patriarchy, than feminism, than old feminism versus new feminism, than all the things I said earlier, I think the movie's main point was purpose. I think the movie's main theme message is purpose and the lack thereof it, because in the end, everyone left sad. Everyone left feeling sad. I saw all these TikToks at the time of people leaving the movie crying, people leaving describing how they were going to feel, how they thought they would feel leaving Oppenheimer, and it's how they actually left feeling Barbie, which was existential and melancholy and just depressed leaving Barbie. And Barbie is a party of a movie, way more than every other Best Picture candidate, but it's also fairly depressing. It's fairly sad. It's fairly hopeless. Okay, let's pause the Barbie combo. I'm sure I'll be back because I could talk about that movie a lot. And it is the movie I probably laughed at more than any other movie I saw last year. It's hilarious. It's a good time. On the flip side of that, on the opposite side of the coin, is Oppenheimer, the movie that came out notoriously the same day and is also nominated for Best Picture. It's going to win Best Picture. It's going to win more awards, but Barbie had better box office. So we can all be happy with whatever your favorite movie is between the two. Oppenheimer is also about a billion, million, quadrillion different things. It's about a lot of different themes, big questions. But I think the movie where it really connects is when it is about him, about his purpose, about his legacy. The stakes are never anything but Oppenheimer's legacy. Robert Downey Jr. isn't a threat to the world, a threat to the war. He's a threat to Oppenheimer's legacy. He's a threat to losing Oppenheimer's house. I saw this once. I'm a little confused on the real estate deal in it. I think he has that house because he's in the government. He has some big job. But nonetheless, the stakes for us as a viewer, it's about Oppenheimer's purpose. It's about his legacy. It's about his work and his worth within this movie and within history and how he'll be remembered and what his purpose was in doing what he did. Did he do what he did on purpose, or did he do it for the Communist Party, for himself, for his ego, for the USA? They're all trying to question why he did what he did toward the end of the movie. There's big spoilers in this. I kind of forgot to say that, but there's spoilers in this review for both movies. We're going to get into some others too. And so I guess what strikes me is how similar they make you feel. It's interesting. And it's interesting that they both caught the attention of audiences, mass audiences, and not just art house film viewers, but mass audiences watched these movies and left feeling similar ways. And it also caught the attention of the Academy and of Hollywood, which is rare that movies connect with mass audiences and Hollywood, which is why I think this Oscar season is so interesting. And really what all of these movies are about is purpose, is identity. I think that's why the song connected so well with people. I think that's why it's stuck in everyone's head so much, not just because of all of the rules of music and why a song gets stuck in someone's head but also because of the lyrics. What was I made for? That's something people ask all the time. And I think it's a natural question to ask if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in Christianity, if you don't believe in Jesus, a higher power coming down to save you, meet you where you are, redeem you, and give you a purpose, then there's no natural conclusion that gives you a purpose other than maybe it's your own happiness. And then once you're unhappy, then that is therefore not fulfilling your purpose of being happy. The less purpose, the less happiness. And it's just kind of a spiral. And I think that's what connects these movies to each other, but also what connects them to us, what connected them so much to viewers. The Holdovers is just one other example of a movie I watched that's about, identity, purpose, the relationship between these few characters that are all grieving the loss of time, the loss of a loved one, the loss of family members. They're all grieving in their own way, and they all are trying to find their purpose. You could probably find that purpose angle in any movie. You probably could. It's probably not a huge stretch, but I think it's screaming at us in these movies. I think it's so loudly preaching these messages of purpose. And it's interesting that we ignored that we didn't really talk about that this much this summer. We talked about, feminism and patriarchy and war crime ethics and the world blowing up on itself. But I don't think that's why they're really connecting with people the way they have. I remember there was one point this fall-ish. It was right after Matthew Perry died. And I just ended up sobbing watching TikToks of Matthew Perry because I've always connected with Chandler on Friends and that character. It was a TikTok compilation of pictures of him, and I was swiping through it, and the song was playing, the What Was I Made For song, and I was just like broke down. And it just made me realize how sad people are who don't know Jesus, who don't have that purpose within them. The caption on the TikTok was, Matthew Perry lived the life that Chandler was always afraid he'd live, which just broke me because I realized how many people live the life that they're afraid of living because they don't connect with God and connect with their purpose in that way. So, and another thing is like, you have to find your purpose in God and Jesus and not what you're supposed to be doing, not the actions of what you're supposed to be doing or your purpose, but your worth needs to be found in just your relationship with Christ, not the actions of achieving the goals of what you're doing. Maybe you're making a nuclear bomb. I don't know you. Don't do that. I don't know you. I don't know what God is calling you and your purpose to be, but your worth has to come not just from your purpose, but from your identity with God and in God and what Jesus does for you every day. And then go out and do what God's calling you to do. Wake up, ask God what he's calling you to do in that day. Your purpose in that. I didn't see the other Oscar nominated movies. I saw Killers of the Flower Moon, which isn't on topic at all, but I do believe, and maybe possibly Poor Things are also kind of in theme of this like worth and humanity, what are we made for sort of vibe that these other movies had. Not to get too preachy at the end there, kind of just went on a sneaky little rant, wasn't expecting that. I went on such a rant just now, I totally forgot I was going to interview the director Bronte.
That's totally okay, Zach. We'll interview, we'll do other podcasts and stuff. We'll do like other interviews about other movies when you're less in a preachy mood.
Sick. Thanks, Bronte. Well, this was a little special Oscar pre-show late night chat episode. I'm going to do more of these solo videos talking about stuff going on in the world. Let me know what you thought of Barbie. Let me know what you thought of Oppenheimer. Let me know what you thought of The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, other movies. And we'll see you after the Oscars. I'm going to do a video covering all of the memeable moments, and I might not do that. Don't hold me accountable to that, but I'm going to be posting more on the channel. So give this a subscribe and a like, and I'll see you in the next video.